What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. We're once again back here with another realistic rebuild as we have one of the better teams in the West currently right now, that being the Memphis Grizzlies. As we all know, this team really struggled last year. They had so many injuries. Ja Morant had a suspension, but now they're fully healthy and ready to get back to being the Grizzlies we all love and know. Let's go ahead, jump in, do a Memphis Grizzlies realistic rebuild, and try to get Ja Morant a championship with the Grizzlies. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one and subscribe if you're new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciated. Of course, like usual, let's go ahead and look at what we're working with. So Ja Morant, Jaren Jackson, Desmond Bane, Zach Edey, who they obviously just drafted, Marcus Smart, Santi Aldama, Scottie Pippen, who's been pretty solid for them this year, Jalen Wells, who's been really good as well, Brandon Clark, Jake LaRavia. So there's a lot of talent here in Memphis, and then Jay Huff has played some minutes too. Gigi Jackson, Vince Williams have been hurt, unfortunately. But if you take a look at the rotation for right now, you have Morant, Smart, Bane, Jackson, Brandon Clark, Zach Edey, Aldama, Scottie Pippen, and Jalen Wells. And of course, once Vince Williams and Gigi Jackson are healthier, things will look even better. So let's go ahead and simulate the rest of year one, and let's just see how this Grizzlies team finishes out. I don't think I'll stop at the deadline this year. Just kind of want to see where 2K has the Grizzlies. I've noticed in preview, or when I'm rebuilding other teams, that the Grizzlies seem to struggle in 2K. So even though this is a talented team, I feel like we might have a little bit of an uphill battle today. But regardless, let's go ahead and sub the rest of year one, and let's see how this team finishes season one. Today's video is brought to you by Daily Grind Fantasy's Optimizer. If you play on apps such as PrizePicks, Underdog, or any of these other popular DFS apps, having a tool like this is insanely clutch to have to finding good plays right in front of you without having to do any research whatsoever. We are on the PrizePicks tab right now, and as you can see, we have a few plays on the board right now. We have Obi Toppin under 1.5 assists. Clear value here as you have 4 books heavily juicing this at -140 average odds for this to go under 1.5 assists. And then you have another fellow Indiana Pacer and Miles Turner over 7.5 rebounds. As you can see, heavy juice on him to go over 7.5. Miles Turner is one of those centers that sometimes doesn't rebound at all, and it really pisses you off because he's 7 foot or whatever. But today, the books think he's going to rebound. So make sure to plug and play that if it's still available to you. And then also Pascal Siakam over 23.5 points plus assists. Because I'm recording this Grizzlies rebuild ahead of the games tonight on December 3rd. Recording this on Tuesday night, or Tuesday morning, I should say. Recording this Tuesday morning. So I'm recording this ahead of the Tuesday games tonight. Make sure to check out Daily Grind Fantasy. Link is down in the description below. Use code Crushables, 25% off your first month. Other than that, let's get back to the rebuild. So at the end of the season, Jokic wins MVP, Jared McCain is your Rookie of the Year, Ahmed is your 6-man Wembanyama Defensive Player, and Jalen Suggs Most Improved, and Anthony Davis is your Clutch Player, and Joe Mazzulla is your Coach of the Year, and Executive goes to Jacob Park. And as I kind of mentioned at the beginning, this was going to be an uphill battle because this team fell off and we missed the playoffs entirely. We don't even make the play-in, which is really disappointing, honestly. I mean, I don't get the disrespect that 2K has for the Grizzlies. I think I would have maybe been a little bit more aggressive at the deadline, but I was kind of doing my ad read while the simulation was going, so I didn't realize we fell off this bad until it was too late. So really unfortunate to see that, because this team obviously is super talented. A big three of Jaren Jackson, Bane, and Ja Morant, I think, gets you in, and unfortunately 2K does not think so. So we're going to be starting this offseason in the lottery, which I guess gives us a little bit of a boost because we can make a trade for whatever we need. We'll figure it out. So we got Anthony Edwards and Jason Tatum for conference finals MVPs respectfully, and the Timberwolves go on to win the championship. So you got LeBron James retiring, Chris Paul retiring, Lowry retiring, Conley, and Al Horford. So definitely some interesting retirements there. But to the lottery we go. We are projected number 9. So we have a 4% chance of jumping up, which would be pretty wild if we found a way to jump up in this video, and we do not instead. Or no, we did. We jumped up to 4. Holy moly. Damn, that's awesome. So we jump up to the 4th overall pick, which is great. That's a great way to start this rebuild. So super happy and ecstatic about that. Now, do we trade this pick or do we draft is the question. Well, that's going to be a tough one to answer because honestly, for me, if there was one position I want to upgrade right now, because I do think Zach Edey is going to develop enough that I think I don't mind him as our starting center, but definitely want to get someone else here too that we can start if needed. Just because obviously Zach Edey could have some defensive deficiencies on the perimeter. But I think if we could upgrade our small forward spot and move Bane back to his natural position in the shooting guard, I think that's the most ideal thing to do in this video. So as far as like what we could go get for that, if we're going to trade the 4th overall pick, it's got to be someone that's worth that, right? So like Marketing's interesting, but I don't know, man. Marketing just, I don't know. I don't really want that right now. Dalton Connect, no, that's not going to be available to us. Any other team? So Brooklyn has like Dorian Finney-Smith, but he just isn't that great in 2K. Cameron Johnson just regresses too. You got Indiana with like Siakam and Mathurin, but Pelicans obviously have Zion and Brandon Ingram. think Ingram's a free agent. They probably extended him because it seems like the Pelicans always do, but I don't really want Ingram on this team anyway. I don't think he's a great fit next to John Morant. RJ, I actually don't mind the idea of RJ Barrett, but I'm not trading the 4th overall pick for him. So to me, I think the best thing to do as of right now is probably just draft, right? I mean, Kuzma is interesting too, but none of these guys stick out to me as someone we should be trading the 4th overall pick for. So I think we're just going to go ahead and jump in and draft with the 4th overall selection. So number 1 is going to be Dylan Harper to New Orleans. So if we find a way for Ace Bailey to fall to our laps, that'd be crazy. I don't know if we'll get that lucky, but he goes to Portland, and Charlotte's going to go Cooper Flag, obviously. So for us, VJ Edgecombe, who I just took in yesterday's video, so part of me doesn't want to take him, but he would be an absolute beast to take. Trey Johnson as well. Igor, who's 6'9", but he's listed at point guard. Interesting. I don't know much about Igor, to be honest with you. Is there a way where we could play him? I mean, he's 6'9", right? I know he's like listed as a guard. Would it be weird for me to play him at small forward? I don't ever draft him, and I might get cooked for this because, like I said, he's 6'9" and listed at point guard, so playing him at small forward might be weird. But he's 6'9". Like, I just keep saying that. I keep repeating that. But I'm taking him. I haven't taken him in a video before. He's going to be our selection here. And we're going to play him at the 3. And that might be stupid to do. I don't know much about him. I've never watched him in real life. So feel free to cook me if that's the wrong decision. But I'm feeling good about it. So just like that, we get a 77 overall. Someone who I have not drafted yet in this draft class. And we're going to bring him into Memphis. And he's going to start that small forward spot for us. Qualifying offer, Santi Aldama is a free agent. Definitely have some interest in bringing him back. And then for free agency, we have no money other than just to resign Luke Kennard or Aldama back. Okay, so taking a look at this. So we got, obviously, like I said, I'm moving Igor to small forward. I assume he's going to go up since he's listed at, as tall as he is. So let's see where he's at. So he'd go up to a 7-9 overall. So worst case scenario, he could play make at that small forward spot too. So that's good with me. And then we're going to move Bane to shooting guard because I like him there more as his natural position. So now it'll be John Morant, Scottie Pippen, Bane, Smart, and then Jalen Wells needs to fit somewhere too. Smart also could be moved here probably. I think I might end up moving him. And then you have Gigi Jackson, Igor, Vince Williams, and Jaren Jackson, Jacob Ravia, and Zach Edey and Brandon Clark. So to me, I want to upgrade another center here. So that's where we're going to turn our attention to. Because I don't want to miss the playoffs again. That was ridiculous. Missing the playoffs is not where this team should be whatsoever. So we're going to try to get another 5-man in this building, and we'll see what team wants to make that trade with us. So we're going to head to this rebuilding team in the Brooklyn Nets to see if we can land Nick Claxton over here in Memphis. I think that's the best way to go about this. So we're going to offer them Marcus Smart, but Marcus Smart doesn't really do too much for them, obviously. So we got to offer them some like young pieces as well. So we have Caleb Foster we just drafted. We have Scottie Pippen or Brandon Clark. So we can offer, Jalen Wells, I guess, is interesting too. We could also give them Vince Williams because honestly, between Vince Williams and Gigi Jackson, I'm probably going to roll forward with Gigi Jackson, right? So I think giving Vince Williams to Brooklyn could make sense. He'd get a better opportunity there anyway. And then what else we got? John Kachar, who probably wouldn't mean much to them. And then Marcus Smart, Vince Williams, Caleb Foster. And let's say we do like a protected top 10 first round pick for Claxton. I think that would be enough to probably get this done with Brooklyn. They could also flip Marcus Smart later on for something else. So we're going to do this trade, and we get Nicholas Claxton here in Memphis, which feels good. So now you have John Morant, Pippen, you have Desmond Bane, Jalen Wells, Gigi Jackson, Igor, Jaren Jackson, Jacob Ravia, Claxton, and Zach Edey. So I'm feeling good about this. Let's just go straight to player progression. Aldama will probably come back as a qualifying offer, and he does, which I thought he would. And then you have John Morant up to a 91. Edey's up to an 82. Claxton 82. And then Gigi Jackson's up. Igor's up, obviously, because we moved him there. And this looks pretty good. So we're going to be going into next season with the optimism of being back in the playoffs because freaking Memphis Grizzlies, team's fully healthy, no suspensions, nothing to worry about. We should be in the dance, and missing it last year was inexcusable. So we got to cut one player here, and it's going to have to be this guy, unfortunately. I'm sorry. But let's get into next season, and we'll look at the rotation altogether for year number 2. So the full rotation we're running for year 2 is going to be John Morant, Desmond Bane, Igor, Jaren Jackson, Nicholas Claxton with Zach Edey, Gigi Jackson, Scottie Pippen, and Santi Aldama. To me, that looks pretty damn solid. That does leave, like, actually, low-key, I'd kind of rather have Jalen Wells playing over Santi Aldama. So we also could run a 10-man rotation, but yeah, let's run 10. I feel bad for leaving anybody out. So 10 rotation, that way Jalen Wells gets some minutes too. They're going to give that to Jake LaRavia, but I'm going to go ahead and give these to Jalen Wells. So that's what we're going to do. This will be our 10-man rotation for the season, and we'll see if this team can be back in the playoff mix. I'm going to be super disappointed if we don't get back in there because obviously, like I mentioned, we're the Grizzlies for crying out loud. 2K needs to stop disrespecting this team, and we need to be a playoff team. And right now, we're starting under 500, so I don't feel good about how it started so far, but hopefully things turn around. The end of year 2, the record does end up being a lot better, but we're still at a seeding that I don't feel great about. We're the 8th seed, which is a little disappointing. I will say this Western Conference did seem like it was incredibly good, so that might have had something to do with it. But we do get John Morant making all NBA third team, which is great. Do we get an all defensive team for Jaren Jackson? No, we do not. But here's your all rookie first team. So Igor does make it, which is great. He averaged 13 on the draft, which is nice, along with 6 assists. And here is your all rookie second team. So we are the 8th seed, as I said. So at least we're in the dance this time. But, you know, as for the Grizzlies, I feel like I'd rather see this team as a, you know, top 5 seed at least. And we're just not that right now. So John Morant only led the way with 19, which is a little surprising. I guess the scoring is kind of spread across the board right now. So that could be something to do with how our sim is going. But we get the Portland Trailblazers in round 1. So let's see if we can come out here and beat them in the first leg of the play-in. And then we can get the 7th seed and play whoever's in front of us there. As this one's looking good so far, we're going to blow them out in Portland. So that's a great start. 114-100. 26 from our rookie in that playing game, which is nice. So we'll fix the minutes as 2K suggests. And now we draw Sacramento, which I do think is a chance for us to upset the 2nd seed. Because as good as the Kings are, I do think there is a chance we could upset this roster. So let's see if we could do that like I think we can. So game 1 is going to go to Sacramento as I'm speaking. Game 2, okay, so far this is not going our way. But we could even the series up. And then things are right back to being interesting again. So they won both games in Sacktown. And now we start off really slow at home in game 4. But we could get back in it still, but it doesn't look like we're going to. We're getting blown out. So we're down 3-1. So something with this Grizzlies team. Like I said, man, there's a weird curse on the Grizzlies in 2K. I don't know what it is, but it doesn't seem like it works in 2K for some reason. But we are going to go to overtime, but we are going to lose. So I thought we'd have a chance to upset the Kings. Boy, was I wrong. We got a lot of work still to do. So we got the Mavericks and the Knicks in the finals, and the Mavericks go on to win it all. Brunson loses to his former team to get to the get a championship. So really disappointing. I mean, at least we made it to the playoffs this year, but you know, we're still not where we want to be. Oklahoma City is going to get Utah's pick apparently, and then the Grizzlies get we have the Orlando Magic's pick. I don't remember what trade that's from, but sure, I'll take it. And then staff signing. I guess we can move on from Taylor Jenkins, man. I don't know. I'm not saying it's all his fault, but we get a new head coach in this building. I think we do it. So Kenny Atkinson, who's done a great job in Cleveland so far. Go Will Hardy. I don't know if we'll get Joe Mazzulla to accept our offer because we don't have a ton of money we're offering right now. I'll offer Kenny Atkinson too. So that's 3 offers. We can get Will Hardy. Can we get? No. So we'll just sign Will Hardy. So Will Hardy will be the new addition here in Memphis. And I like Taylor Jenkins, but for some reason, something's not working. So, you know, I don't want to blame it on Jaren Jackson, but I feel like Jaren Jackson is not a good simulation player in 2K, I've noticed. So we'll see if I'm wrong on that. But we have the 8th or 19th overall pick. So let's see if we can get a number 19 in this draft. So number 19, we got Isaiah Harwell. We got Deron Reed down here. I don't know much about the guys on the board. Let's just take a look. So all NBA ceiling, all NBA, not available, all NBA. So yeah, I guess I'll just take Isaiah Harwell here out of Connecticut, UConn. So welcome to the Grizzlies. So we're going to sign him for overall. And then can we two-way any of these? No, I'll just sign them then. Player options, Zach Edey, G. Jackson, and Jay Huff. I'm going to decline Jay Huff. I just don't ever really see him playing for us going forward, so we're just going to decline it. G. Jackson and Zach Edey will go ahead and sign, and Jake LaRavia is a, you know, restricted free agent. Okay, so as much as, you know, Jaren Jackson concerns me going forward, I think you still have to resign him clearly because if you lose him for nothing, then you're just, you know, in a weird position. So I'm going to bring him back, and I think at the deadline, we might look into moving him. Or, you know, we could, in theory, say, hey, this is a sign and trade. And maybe Jaren Jackson just does not work. So it all depends on what's offered to me if I'm going to do this. But, you know, marketing, no. OG, like it has to be something that I can't say no to. The Siakam, I mean, it's interesting, but Barnes. So, like, I don't see the Raptors doing something like this. Although this is interesting. We can have a different look at the power forward spot than Jaren Jackson. Bush Randall, nah. I think I'll just leave it the way it is for now. If things are really struggling this year, because I do assume that Igor is going to develop pretty nicely. I mean, some other young players are going to develop really nicely too. So Jalen Wells might even go up like crazy. I don't know. But we do need to bring back either Aldama or Jake LaRavia. So which one do we want to choose? I think I'm going to go with Jake LaRavia. We're going to sign Jake LaRavia to a deal, and we're going to move on from Santi Aldama. We're going to have to choose from one of them, and I think we're going to sign Jake LaRavia. All right, so player progression is going to really determine a lot for us. So let's see how much, you know, Igor and some other guys go up. So Igor is already up to an 84, which is really good to see. Desmond Bain is also up. Zach Edey is also up, and Claxton is up. So if this team struggles this year, then we might have to make like a massive trade with Jaren Jackson. And I'm just going to blame it all on him. Because like I said, I've noticed in the past when I've traded for Jaren Jackson too, hasn't really helped me, man. I think the biggest thing is he just doesn't rebound. And rebounding is a very important stat in 2K. So I think that might have something to do with it. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I think this team should be a contender, and we're just not that yet. So 4-star proficiency under Will Hardy. So we'll see if it changes this year at all, as far as like if we're going to be like a top 5 seed or something. So starting 5 looks incredible. I mean, you really can't be too mad about it. The bench looks pretty good as well. So hopefully this results in how we want it to. If not, if things are still struggling, then at the deadline, we're 100% going to look into moving Jaren Jackson. So off to a rocky start once again. So there is a chance I'll see you guys at the deadline to make some shakeup with potentially trading away Jaren Jackson. Trade deadline, and I am going to go ahead and make this trade with the Atlanta Hawks. We're going to be sending Jaren Jackson and a first-round pick over to Atlanta for Jalen Johnson. We're also getting Bones Highland in it. I don't really care about this part too much. I'm mainly just going to be swapping Jaren Jackson for Jalen Johnson. I have a theory that the rebounding problem is why we're not doing a good, why we're not good. He's averaging 5 rebounds, Jalen Johnson averaging 9. And they're equal, almost the same overall. And like I said, I just feel like Jaren Jackson is just not a good simulation player. So we're making this move. Also, the reason why we're doing this is we're 25 and 26 on the outside looking in at the moment. So this really needs to hopefully change some things for us. I'm really hoping that it does, because clearly whatever was, not working. John Morant's shot tendency, I didn't realize is so damn well. Why is it so freaking low? Holy crap, this is the first time I'm looking at this. Ridiculous. This man needs to be averaging 27 points per game. Baines as an 80 is fine. And then Igor's is a 79. That's fine too. Jalen Johnson 61. So Igor, Bane, and John Morant should be the scorers. I did not realize John Morant's shot tendency was that freaking low. That's insane. What are we doing, 2K? So hopefully with that shot tendency boosted up and the new change with Jalen Johnson, hopefully that changes things here. I want to be in the playoffs. I want to be contender. There's no reason why we shouldn't be. So we'll see how the rest of the season goes after that move we just made the deadline and boosting John Morant's shot tendency. So Wemby is your MVP of the league, which is nice to see. Cameron Boozer, Rookie of the Year in New Orleans. AJ's your 6th man, so the Thunder are going to be very tough to beat as we continue going forward, as you can tell. Executive goes to Aaron Phillips and Greg Popovich, so the Spurs are really building something special, and the Thunder, as we all know, are probably going to be damn good for the future too. So we may not get a championship in this video because of those 2 teams alone, but I do think things will win a little bit better. We get Dallas in round 1, which is a team that's always scary too. So this is going to be, what do the Spurs have that they're so good right now, by the way? So what have they done? So nothing really changed too much. I guess they got another France player in Killian Hayes, but other than that, I mean, they drafted Liam. You have Conrad. I don't know if that's how you say his name. It's kind of a similar roster. I don't think this team is going to win a championship, even though they're the 1st seed, but I could be wrong. Let's take a look at the end of the season stats. So John Morant got up to 23.5 points per game, 18 from Desmond Bain, 17 from Igor, 14.5 from Jalen Johnson, and then 13 from G.G. Jackson, 11 from Claxton, and then 9 and 8 from Zach Edey. So in round 1, we draw the Dallas Mavericks. So we have to deal with Luka, Kyrie, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Donnie Freeman, Lively, Gafford, Hardy, and Markelle Fultz. So game 1 goes to Dallas. Game 2 goes to us. We beat them by 1 in that one. So we do steal 1 in Dallas, and they're going to steal 1 right back. Do they go up 3-1? No, we tie it. Okay, so this is going to be a huge game 5 we have in front of us. This one's in Dallas. We have to win on the road, but I think we're capable of doing so. Things have gone a lot better, as you guys can tell, by the way, since we made the moves that we did at the deadline. But it doesn't, I'm not sure if we're going to be better than freaking Dallas here, because, yeah, the West is going to be tough for us to get out of, I think. I don't know if we're going to win a championship today. I have a really bad feeling about this one. So we win this game. Yes, we can. So we do force a game 7, which is nice. Now, if we win this game 7, that gives me a lot more confidence, but it's Dallas. It's Luka Doncic, game 7 in Dallas. We do have a lead right now, but we could blow this at any point, and we are going to win. So 115-99. Honestly, thought we were about to get eliminated very early once again. And now we don't have to deal with OKC or San Antonio. They're on the other side. We get the Warriors instead. So we still have Stephen Curry. But outside of that, I mean, they have Giddey, Podziemski off the bench, but I do think this is a team that we can beat. It is Steph, though, so you do have to keep that in mind. So we'll see how this goes. Game 1 goes to them. Okay, game 2. Man, just as I thought we would have a nice solid chance in this series, we're down 2-0 very early. Obviously, the Warriors and the Grizzlies, they've matched up in the playoffs before. A lot of beef there, but the Warriors are going to own us, man. So we are not out of the woods at all. I thought we would have a path to the conference finals, and boy, was I wrong. Okay, we start off this first quarter extremely hot. So we find a way to blow this game, then just, this video is cooked, right? Like, we're not winning anything. All right, so we're going to win, game 4. So one game at a time mentality. We start off this game hot too. So we can win this one. Things become very interesting. We got to go to a game 6. Oh boy, they got back in it though. And we are going to hold on and win. Okay. So this becomes interesting. If we win this game 6 at home, we go back to a game 7 after we're down 3-0. So is there a chance we're about to make Stephen Curry blow an even bigger lead than he already has in his career? Obviously blew a 3-1 lead. Does he have a chance to blow a 3-0 lead here now too? I don't know. The momentum is in our favor. We've won 3 straight. Can we make it 4 straight? Oh my goodness, dude. This is as close as it can be. And we are going to... Dude, of course, we get back in it just to lose. Unless we get... Yeah, no, that's so annoying. 2K, I hate you, bro. I freaking hate 2K. Why do you give me that much hope? Oh, we actually got close at the end. But yeah, why did you give me so much freaking hope just for us to lose in 7, dude? That's so annoying. And the Spurs, hey, I said I didn't think they'd win a championship, and they definitely did. So we're going to run it for this final season. And if we can't win this year, then I have, my doubts that we're going to ever win with the Grizzlies here. We should have Igor fully developed, which is nice. He'll have that in our corner. And then we'll have another year of Jalen Johnson with chemistry, a training camp. So 24th overall pick. And then we'll have, maybe our other rookie develop nicely where he could play a role here. Fred Hardy, we can not worry about. And then qualifying offers, nothing. So no free agents to worry about, I don't think, unless if I'm wrong. So it's just Clark, GG Jackson. So yeah, I'm going to keep GG Jackson around, but Brandon Clark, we can probably just let go at this point. So yeah, we're going to sign those guys, and then let's look at player progression. So player progression, hopefully this swings in our way heavily, and this should give us a real chance. And this will give Ja Morant a full year of being a 90 overall shot tendency as well. So Igor didn't develop any more than I thought he'd develop more, but he didn't. It's still a good team regardless. Isaiah Harwell might play a role this year. We'll see. But all right, we're jumping into year number 4 at this point. We got really close to the conference finals this last season. We'll see if this final season we jump into, if things can go differently. We'll see, man. We'll just see what happens. So here is the final trade of the video. We're all in trying to win a championship. So I'm going to be sending GG Jackson and Jake LaRavia along with 2 first-round picks to get Jordan Hawkins and Herb Jones. So yeah, obviously 2 really good players in New Orleans, but at this point, I'm just going all in because we're still hovering around 500. So I don't know what it is about this roster or about this team in general. It just does not work for whatever reason. So we're going to be moving Herb Jones to small 40. He's going to go up to an 85, and that's just going to give us 2 better rotational pieces. We're going to hope that works out. I don't know if it will, but that's just kind of the direction we head in. So just like that, new rotation is Ja Morant, Bane, Herb Jones going to start, Jalen Johnson, Igor will run the bench unit, I guess, and Zach Edey, Hawkins, Claxton, and Jalen Wells. So we'll see how the rest of the season goes. Hopefully we can just start to go on a little bit of a run here, but man, I've been disappointed with the results we've gotten with this Grizzlies team. But hey, after the deadline, we've won every single game, so we'll see if that continues. So in this final season, I'm just going to officially say it. The Grizzlies, for whatever reason, just don't do good in the sim. Ja Morant makes All-NBA first team, but it doesn't even matter. We are the 7th seed going to be fighting for our lives in the play-in tournament, which is just ultimately really disappointing. I'm going to go to 8-man rotation. I'm going to do whatever it takes, but we're going to have 8 players playing. We get New Orleans in round 1 of the play-in, and we are going to beat them. So we're in. I don't even care about Simcast, and we draw the team that won the championship last year. So Jasper Johnson, Stephon Castle, Liam, Sohan, Wimby, Malachi Branham, Devin Vassell, and Nikola Jovic versus what we got going on here in Memphis. So we'll see if this ends up in a championship for us or not this year. Game 1 goes to San Antonio. Game 2, they're up 2-0, and it looks like that might be all she wrote for us. Oh, wait a minute. We might be able to tie the series up. You never know. So they want to give some kind of new change to the rotation. That's fine. All right, so we got to tie this series if we want any chances. If we go down 3-1 to San Antonio, it's GG's. But the fact that we're kind of, giving the former champions a run and we're going to blow them out in game 4 could spell, good things for us. So they want to continue to change the rotation up, which, whatever. I'll listen to 2K suggestions if that's going to lead us to a win in this first round. Because I don't really want to get first rounded to end off the video, but might be what has to happen. And that is about what's about to happen, it looks like. So you want to put Herb Jones back in? I'm leaving Herb Jones in, and I'm leaving it that way because we seem to have blown them out the last time he was in. So can we win again at home? And it looks like we're going to get absolutely just smoked here. So the Memphis Grizzlies are a cursed team in 2K. I'm stamping it on, my front desk, I guess. I don't know, dude. This team just doesn't do good. Whatever reason, it doesn't gel well. Things don't work out. I don't know what it is, man. I just don't. So Zach Edey is going to give me a screen. I got to try to get around Wembanyama, and I'm going to shoot an early 3 with Desmond Bane. Did not even go in. I'm disappointed, man, to say the least. You know, let me know if you guys do rebuilds at home and if you ever struggle with the Grizzlies. I don't know, man. It's weird. I know I try to, like, stay, you know, I know if I'm being unrealistic as hell, I could just get everybody I wanted and make the Grizzlies good. But, you know, just trying to stake in the realism realm as much as possible just does not work out, man. If you try to keep the roster intact for Memphis, I guess. It just isn't good enough. Wembanyama's going to get off the board, obviously, and lay it back in. All right, so Stephon Gassel is guarding me right now. I'm going to see if I get around Wemby. Wemby is going to... Wow, we got that in over Wemby. 113.89, minute 40 left on the clock. I don't even know why I'm playing this out. This game is clearly over, but getting some gameplay, I guess, to end off this miserable Grizzlies video. So, Stephon Gassel is going to give it to Vassell. Wembanyama is going to probably dunk on me here in a second. Nope, good defense. He's on the ground. Get off and running. John Morant pushed the tempo. They don't have their 7 freaking behemoths. No, we're not able to go down there. All right. Zach Edey, another screen. This time, I'm going to Igor 3. And hey, man, extra release goes in. 113-92. 25 tonight for our small forward as well. It doesn't even matter. Spurs were just the better team. So, it is what it is. Stephon Gassel is going to take it down low. We're there for the defense, and we're going to get the ball back. So, maybe we can hit another 3 to make things interesting. But this game, like I said, is definitely over. Zach Edey, let's give it back to Bane. With Jordan Hawkins 3. Slightly early. Yeah, not going to go down. All right. I think I'm going to end it there, guys. So, unfortunately for us, we cannot beat the Spurs. We get first rounded. The closest we got to getting into the conference finals or the finals in general was, you know, almost making the Warriors blow a 3-0 lead. But unfortunately, it didn't swing our way in that game 7, which was really unfortunate because I felt like I got my hopes up for nothing, right? So, I'm going to do one last possession here. Hopefully, we can score on this last possession. Do a Zach Edey lob. Zach Edey. Yeah. All right, yeah, guys, I'm out of here. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you on the next one. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.